Hi, welcome to day 3, and we're talking about taking the humdrumness out of meal planning and meal preparation. I'm Celine Williams. I've been your host for this wonderful free 5-day challenge, and one of the things that I love about talking about this topic is that I am very different from most moms. I won't say I hate to cook because I enjoy cooking, but when I have to do it, I don't enjoy doing it. So if you're like me, then stay tuned and let's get through this. Let's take one of the things that I want to talk about is taking the humdrumness or the boredom or the same old routine out of cooking. So if your children, depending on the ages of your children, will make this fun. Now, if you still have toddlers and younger kids, younger than toddlers, then I will intersperse some things in there that you can use as well. However, I do want to say that having a family, the neat thing about cooking and having a family is that you can get them involved, even if they're really young. So let's say, for example, you have a 4-year-old. Maybe the 4-year-old can't cook. You don't want them to cook. But what they can do is give you an idea of what they enjoy eating. Now, here's the thing about it. Part of this lesson is talking about how to delegate tasks to your family, particularly your children. If your mate allows you to, have at it. Delegate to him or her as well. Reduce buying food out because it's an impulse buying. It's usually expensive, even if it's McDonald's. Imagine if you have 3 kids, let's say you have 3 children and yourself and your spouse, so that's 5 times $5, that's $25 plus tax. And let's say that you eat out twice a week. So you've already spent $50. Now, maybe you've got it like that in your budget. Okay, who am I to say no? But what I'm suggesting is a more healthy style. And of course, you can sit around the table with McDonald's or Burger King or, Popeyes or anybody like that. But I'm talking about building a routine that teaches your children that we're not going to eat out every single time we're hungry, that we're going to buy food that we can put together ourselves. So part of that is teaching them how to fend for themselves and then having fun at it. I mean, for me, half the battle is the fun. So not only do you want to make a meal that the family will eat. Now, if you've got 2-year-olds, like when my son was in his 2s, he was really finicky. So I think the only thing that he ate with regularity was hot dogs. So we had a lot of hot dogs. But there's some staples, and I'll talk about those in a minute, that you want to have in the house with young kids. So under 6, you're going to have a certain amount of food that's in the house always, like peanut butter and jelly, like crackers, like what else popcorn kernels that you can pop. So that's fun. That's like Friday night, you're going to sit and watch movies together or play games with your kids and pop popcorn. Not the microwave. Well, this can fit in the microwave, but you get where I'm going with this. So there's certain things that you want to keep in the house. The other thing that's important is saving money. So let's say that you want to buy a bigger house or take a vacation, family, or just you and your spouse. You can't do that if you're always eating out. So make it fun, then the kids see it as fun. Even if you're like, if I eat another slice of meatloaf, I'm going to kill myself. But one of the things that I watched my mom do was she made food on the weekend. Well, my diet is a little different. I don't eat meat. I eat fish, but as you know, I don't know if you cook fish, you don't cook it over multiple days. Fish lasts maybe a couple of days and then you don't want to smell it or eat it. So my cooking is a little different. Now I will cook things like greens, I will make spaghetti, I will make chili, meatballs and potatoes. I make food that can last. But with a family, you really definitely want to do that. So uh, again, some more staples, and hopefully you're taking notes. Um, Potatoes. Now, if your kids like potatoes, rice, I would always have that in the house. Oatmeal, cream of wheat, has hot cereals, a cold cereal, preferably non-sugary. Raisins, I'd have in the house. Grapes, apples, it can be cut up. I already said peanut butter and jelly. What else? I have cheese. Now, you can splurge and buy those cheese sticks, you know what I mean? As opposed to slices, because those are fun. I probably have some pretzels, as low sodium as you can stand. And what else? Those are kind of the staples. Hot dogs, um, and of course bread. Of course bread. Maybe some frozen biscuits for fun, sausage, breakfast sausage, eggs. I always have eggs, so you know you can have eggs for breakfast or for dinner. Just depends on what you're doing. So those are kind of the staples that I have in the house. I always have vegetables, so I have broccoli, green onions, mushroom, cauliflower. Those are my staples. Probably a cabbage. If your kids like, let's see, if your children like other green vegetables, figure out what they are. If they eat green peas, have green peas. If they like corn on the cob, so if they're older than 2, then you can buy corn on the cob and you can break it in half. I microwave it. It's done very quickly. It's delicious. I spray it with Pam, or coconut oil spray, and I season it, salt and pepper it, put it in a Ziploc, not a Ziploc, saran wrap, and put it in the microwave. It is delicious. So come up with your older kids, have them create a menu. So the fun of that is initially you'll get a lot of, oh, why do I have to do it? Do I have to do it? So you've got to put some fun into it. You put some, whoever's dish gets the most applause or the most, we love this meal, then they get a special prize, or maybe they get to choose the movie for the weekend or something like that. So you build in incentives so that your children are excited, right? All right, so the delegating of tasks for food is, I give weeks. So depending on the age, if you have school-age children, then maybe your son or your daughter can make the salads for the week, or maybe they clean the vegetables. Somebody else sets the table. You have the oldest writes the grocery list, but they have to have buy-in from all of the siblings. So it's a joint family effort. And on Sunday, rather than you standing and cooking the dinner yourself, depending on the age of your children, again, have them help you. Okay, so they're going to do this, they're going to do this, and you plan how much can you have as leftovers. If you know you have a family that does not eat a lot of leftovers, maybe you only eat the leftover one time. But if it's something they like, they'll eat it a couple of times. And then you know how that transfers on. So the meal planning and prep does not have to be humdrum, boring. It can be fun. And depending also on the age of your kids, I used to have my daughter grocery shop. And nowadays you can give them a debit card and they can buy the groceries and pay for them. But I used to have her have to count up. I'd say, okay, you've got $50 or $100, and you've got to buy all of the things on the list and not go over, because if she goes over, she ran out of money. Okay, so remember, this was probably about 20, 25 years ago. But nowadays, if you work together with either your spouse and your children, or your children, then you will be surprised at how quickly it goes. And if they plan the meal, they're less inclined to say, we don't want to eat that again. We don't want any beans. We don't want this. This was your plan for today, for this week. And then what you then may have, one night a week is eat out or pizza. Maybe make pizzas together and make that fun. So and show them how much money you're spending on groceries so that they understand it's not just mom and dad, or it's not just mom, but they understand how much things cost. They get a chance to see it. They help you prepare, so nobody's sitting around waiting for you to wait on them. and it's a wonderful experience. And for those of you, like I said, with really young kids, then give them small tasks to do. Maybe all they can do is maybe they're not even tall enough to reach the sinks. So, maybe you play games with them. They sing in the kitchen with you while you're working. Maybe they do ABCs with you, or numbers, or things like that. So involve your family. They're not going anywhere. They're with you for a long, long, long time. So have fun with it. And I'm Celine Williams, Miss Parent Guru, and we are at the end of day 3. Have fun, and remember to write down your ideas. If you had ideas that I didn't think of, please share them in your chat with each other. All right, bye now.